Hey there guys, let's talk about realistic and stylized graphics in video games. They out of studio are trying to achieve super realistic graphic. Every game looks closer to reality than previous one, what brings a lot of money. But there are a lot of projects that use stylization and they are very popular as well. But if you look at the total trend, you can see that the studios prefer, even outside the video games, realistic graphic, even if it's not necessary and they could do cartoonish one. If you're excited, let's go! But before we begin, please subscribe my channel, it's extremely important for me. I'm an indie game developer and I'm making video games, so if you support me, it's gonna be incredible for me. My first game soon gonna be available in Google Play, you can watch about this in the previous video. Also, don't forget about my Twitter. Stylization was always important, it was always the way to reflect your feelings in another way. Video games is new type of art, so it's kinda modern. Let's take a look in the video games history. The first video games had very poor graphics because they were very old and authors couldn't choose the art style. But graphics was evolving. 19th there appeared game that was clearly wanna make the realistic graphics and the game who clearly are supposed to stay cartoonish. Which leads us to the next step of evolution of video games art style. Some games started to do a revolution in how realistic they are and how high quality and detailed they are, which made other studios also do this. It isn't bad, it's actually a really important step of evolution. Better graphics start to let authors create a really high quality and very fantasy and high fantasy games. With every year, every games became more detailed and more realistic. Some of them are real close, so at the first look you even can't notice that it's a video game but not a real video. Scripts and writing also got improved, but we are discussing the graphics in this video, so let's talk about it. Then came out PS3. Started to be using a lot of technologies like mocap, which allows you to record your moves and make characters looks the same as you move, which led us to more money. With more money, studios started to make even more realistic games. Companies like Microsoft or Sony started a war with each other. Companies like Microsoft or Sony started a war with each other. It was Xbox and PlayStation war. It was started in 19th, but in PS3 it was very highlighted. We talked about realistic graphics. Even nowadays it continued to try to get closer to the realism. But now let's talk about stylization. Maybe everyone knows Minecraft. This game became not only because of its unique and high quality gameplay, but because its unique stylized graphic. There wasn't much games with a graphic like this. So this little indie game could become something more, and it really became something more. There are also a lot of other stylized graphics. Stylization in video games is like stylization in cartoons or in art. Stylization always lets you to provide the bigger emotion like you see, not how it's reflected by realism, but straight how you see this. In some games like Borderlands, it helped to create the better atmosphere. Just imagine Borderlands with just realistic graphics. Like, stylization made it look even better. Of course, authors always by themselves decide what art style should they use, and what art style would be better for their games. I think there's not enough stylized projects. I know that there's projects like Zelda or still Minecraft Ratchet & Clank, but I think there should be more of them. It's like in cinema. You have movies with that live action and cartoons which is stylized, and that's actually and very nice difference and diversity. I think that the same thing should be in video games, and games that try to be live action shouldn't overcome by their how many they are than stylized games. Now let's talk about this unique thing like Nintendo. Time has passed it, and Nintendo chose to stay with cartoonish graphics, maybe to be more family friendly and more unique. You can see it from Mario or from the same Zelda, which are cartoonish. Maybe it's also because Nintendo Switch doesn't have enough quality to show you. Nintendo turned the disadvantages of Nintendo Switch to advantages of the art style. Also, Zelda looks pretty like anime. It's actually incredible. The art style is very vibe and it's actually looks gorgeous. When I started to create games, I didn't manage to choose between those. In my opinion, in video game stylization is extremely underrated. I hope we get more stylized games. They're actually gorgeous. I hope studios gonna see how cool those graphics are and how possibly cool it can be if they try to do this. Cartoonish graphic can be something new in this industry. You can also reimagine old games that were stylized with realistic graphic, and realistic games which were realistic can become cartoonish now in this remake. Don't get me wrong, I also love realism. I really love it, but I think that stylized graphic deserves more. There aren't a lot of games that are stylized left, and a lot of people do understand it. If you look at this GTA 6 frames, it looks actually gorgeous. I love realism, but it's too much of them now. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. You can write in comments what do you feel about it, what do you feel about art style. I gonna reply you. So have a nice day. See you soon.